afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to Throwbacks, where we talk all things cool and retro. Today we've got something cool and retro. Yo, Joe, got some Super 7 G.I. Joes. This is the latest batch of Super 7 Joes, and I know they've been out for a little bit now, but this is the first time Uncle BJ has been able to sit down and show them to you. So we're going to take a look at each one. We're going to be looking at Gung-Ho, Stalker, Covergirl, Major Bludd, Roadblock, and a Crimson Guard. So, we've got a lot to get through today, so without further ado, let's take a look. Alright, and the first one is going to be Etienne Lafitte, Gung-Ho. Gung-Ho comes with a bunch of cool stuff. His box is pretty plain, but it's got the nice little cartoon looking aesthetic to it. If you bought all the G.I. Joe DVDs from Shout Factory like I did back in the early 2000s, this kind of gives you those vibes, I think. But Super 7 Ultimates, good stuff, fun stuff, completely cartoon based, geared towards the cartoon, but you know, Gung-Ho didn't really ever look too different. My one complaint with the current Gung-Ho is that they don't use the actual Marine Corps symbol. I'm not going to get into all that, but it would be nice if they did. Alright, so Gung-Ho's stuff. Here is his backpack, and it has his little E-tool on the back, some nice silver buckles painted on. It looks very good. It's got some straps, so you don't have to deal with stuff just stabbing in his back and hoping that it'll stay on. Just like the classified backpacks, it's just a chunk of plastic. You can't open it or do anything with it, but it does look good. He comes with a teeny tiny little the Wolverine. Yeah, the Wolverine, which is what Covergirl drives, but this is from the episode where they were going to surrender, and they had all this fake little models on a table, and Gung-Ho decided he wanted to play with the Wolverine because he thought it was cute. And it was. And he comes with, like any good Marine, he's done his share of KP and comes with some dishwashing gloves. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what I think these are probably from an episode where he had to handle some kind of radioactive thingamajig, and I can't recall. Which it's probably this crystal. Big old crystal thing from some episode that I can't recall, but it looks neat. It looks very nice. Like, you know, you could like put a little strap around it and wear it around your neck, like, you know, you belong in one of those really cool, weird crystal shops at the mall that smell good. Anywho, if you remember what this is from, let me know. There is all kinds of cartoons with a crystal and some kind of thing being the focus of it. He comes with a nice M16. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Weird that he didn't come with the, you know, like the basic gun that you see them come with from the cartoon. There's his grenade launcher that his action figure famously comes with. Let's see. Comes with some extra hands so he can do other things besides, you know, just punch things. Because he does come with the fisted hands. And he comes with some heads. A face with a bandana on. I think I remember him wearing this in the comics. I don't know. I assume he wore it at one point in the cartoon. And there he is, smiling like he made a big old delicious pot of jambalaya that he's about to share with everybody. And all right, time to look at the figure himself. He looks very cool, very cartoony, of course. It's funny, some of these they look so plain, but you're like, well, you know, that's how they were, and that's okay. Comes with his 8-point Marine cover. No Marine logo or anything else on the cover. Face sculpt is about as good as you would expect a cartoon character to look. some random logo there that's supposed to be the Marine Corps symbol, but is clearly not. Very plain, kind of blue and green pants, some kind of weird blue boots that ironically look like some of our modern military boots that we have to wear these days. Alright, let's see. And that is Gung-Ho. I'm not going to gear him up, but I will mess with him a little bit, and I'm not going to lie, he's kind of stiff, so I don't want to mess with him a whole lot, but he doesn't feel bad. He doesn't feel floppy or loose or anything, so I'd rather him come out of the box nice and stiff, you know, and ready to rumble. Alright, and next we have Stalker. Now, Stalker has always been one of the main characters in G.I. Joe, although he kind of got buried in the cartoon after like the first season for whatever reason, which is kind of a bummer. But you know, they have so many characters that they have to feature. So what do you do? Let's get Stalker out of here. But he never really stopped showing up in comics, so that was good. Stalker is a ranger, but he has a green beret, so he is more properly a green beret. And he comes with some stuff and things. Alright, let's get him out of here and take a look. Okay, Stalker comes with a jetpack, which is a pretty cool little thing. It's very interesting. I like the straps as opposed to the classified way of just jamming a peg in their back, which doesn't work usually too good. It is purple, which I don't know why they didn't just paint it green, but it was purple in the cartoon, so that's what they went with. I think they thought it was going to be black, maybe. And, you know, black was always hard to animate, so they would just try to go with a darker color like purple. And he does come with the regular old G.I. Joe animated ray gun, blaster gun, laser gun, and a M16, which is cool. And he comes with his toy action figure weapon, which I'm not sure what weapon this is, but it looks very accurate to his original vintage action figure, and it looks pretty cool. He comes with some alternate heads. Here is a kind of screamy head, and here is a, you know, I'm unimpressed head, you know, just chill head. This doesn't look too different than the head that he comes on. And you'll notice his beret is green. It's a green beret, but with no flash or a rank symbol, so a little weird, but you know, they kept the cartoon pretty simple. It comes with a little radio there, pretty cool. Some dynamite, which you see him use in the cartoon. He comes with a bunch of hands. He's a handy guy. And the ones on him are fists. He comes with some binoculars that kind of look like two canteens glued together, but it looks pretty cool. And speaking of canteens, he comes with a canteen. Pretty accurate looking. And he comes with like a little pistol. Well, it's not little, but kind of like a smaller version of like the Cobra Trooper guns. And here is Stalker himself. He does look really good. I might switch out the head with one of the other heads. You know, this one looks like he's kind of irritated, you know, like he just went to the mess hall and they were out of Yojo Cola. So, you know, that would be a bummer. He's got his very simplified cartoon BDU jams. Very simple looking boots, no laces or anything. And he's got his LBE that is very simple. And it's kind of a tan color. I guess that's what it was in the cartoon. I don't really remember. And there you can put his canteen there. And that is Stalker. And it is time to do a baddie. We're going to take a look at the Crimson Guard, the Elite Trooper. And you know, the cartoon kind of handled these characters a little differently than in the comics. They were a much bigger deal in the comics. Had a very cooler story. You can kind of put that on pause and read it if you want to. The cartoon seemed to just kind of take every army builder Cobra Trooper and just kind of make them like a background bunch of troops to go against Joe's. But anyway, let's take a look at this. He comes with a bunch of cool stuff, and let's take a okay, and just for the record, let it be known that figure was the biggest pain in the ass to get all of his stuff out. I just about stopped the video right there. Forget this. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. This is his rifle, and it looks pretty true to the cartoon, if anything. Pretty boring. But it is sculpted accurately and looks nice enough. Here is this big blob of whatnot that is from that one episode, which I think was the Germ, which he kept. Oh, and it's kind of squishy. That's kind of cool. Hopefully they'll make an airtight figure that can, you know, interact with him. But pretty cool. And speaking of that episode, the Germ, he comes with some little scientific little bits there, some maybe little cylinders with viruses and germs and yucky stuff in here. Lots of little test tube things, and they look cool. They look cool. I mean, you know, the Crimson Guard is, I guess, kind of known for different stuff in the cartoon. Kind of not what I would have went with. But, you know, I guess they didn't get a lot of love in the cartoon other than just being extra background dudes. But backpack looks awesome. Love the straps. Really cool. Looks very good. Detail on this is phenomenal. And let's see what else. He comes with some heads. Now, I forget which head is what. I know one of them was like the one guy from the dinosaur episode where he's like, we're on our coffee break, leave us alone. And the other guy was like kind of a scientist, kind of, you know, undercover dude from the Germ episode. And I think that's who these different characters are. Because, you know, there's a lot of Crimson Guards. And, it's too bad they didn't put a Fred head in there. That seems like a missed opportunity. I know that's comics and not cartoon, and you know they're trying to stay true to the cartoon here, but I would have put a Fred head in if it was me. They put other stuff from the cartoons. I mean, from the comics in these. Anywho, here is a teeny tiny little coffee cup, so he can go on his coffee break and eat his donut and coffee, because apparently the Crimson Guard is under Union, despite being a terrorist organization. And he comes with some extra hands that look cool. And here is his pew pew, which, yeah, looks nice enough, pretty accurate to the show. I think it even goes in this little thing on his belt. It does fit in there. Cool. So we will leave that in there like that. But there he is. And he comes out of the package feeling pretty decent, looking pretty decent. I like the helmet. I think the helmet looks good. I'm glad they didn't just paint it one color and call it a day, although I don't like the blue accents. But I guess that is cartoon accurate. I wish they'd have went with silver. That would have looked better. I do appreciate them leaving the neck open, you know, as you saw in the cartoon. Because at the end of the day, these are just dudes wearing helmets. They're not, you know, robots, or they don't need a neck seal to go out into space. Silver on his chest looks it's okay. It looks a little weird. They don't like using shiny silver for some reason. Maybe although his buckles are shiny silver. They're on the front of his boots for some reason, and not up here where you would think buckles would be. But he looks good. Got a cool little Cobra patch on his arm there. Nothing really going on his shoulder board. So I guess he's like a Crimson Guard private, I guess. He doesn't have anything up there. Got some little decorations there, whatever that means. And Not sure what that little bird logo is. Maybe that was from the cartoon. I don't know. But the boots look cool enough. I always like the Crimson Guard's uniform. Yeah, they didn't get much love in the cartoon, though. He's got like a infantry thingamajig here. What do you call this? A braid. Well, I'm sure it's not infantry in the Crimson Guard, but it's, oops. I promise he was staying up pretty good, but that's him in a nutshell. And we're gonna move on to Covergirl. So Covergirl is pretty cool. Always, speaking of characters that didn't really get much love, Covergirl, her original figure, she was the driver with the Wolverine, which is this little, tiny version of it here. But I always thought she was an interesting character. She was like a makeup specialist and was like a former model before joining the Joes. All very interesting. And let's see how I fare getting her out of the box. We'll go ahead and open her up. Try not to take up too much time, but I feel a lot of it's worth looking at. It's pretty fun. Got some fun stuff in these. When a hand flying. And it looks like she comes with a lot of stuff as well. Okay, so thankfully Covergirl wasn't nearly as big of a pain to open up. Let's look at her extra heads first, and I think these are very nice. They gave her a very nice face sculpt. I don't recall which episode she was wearing a helmet in, but I know she wore one occasionally for whatever reason. I mean, she did drive a tank, so it would make sense, right? And here's her with the longer hair, which I'm very shocked they didn't do a blonde-haired version of her, because lo and behold, Covergirl is one of the few cartoon characters that we actually see change their appearance occasionally. Sometimes she has shorter hair, sometimes she has longer hair, sometimes she has blonde hair, sometimes she has red hair. Well, they decided to go with longer red hair, which I don't believe I recall seeing in the cartoon, but I do like the color, I do like the sculpt, it's very nice. I'll probably be sticking with the shorter haired version since that's what I'm kind of used to. Anyway, there it is if you like that. She comes with a regular G.I. Joe cartoon blaster, some extra hands, comes with a bunch of extra hands, and a missile, which maybe this is one of the Wolverine's missiles, maybe. Radio, and whatever this thing is, don't recall. I'm sure it's from one episode that somebody remembers more than I do. And she comes with some tools, because she is a working gal. Working in the motor pool, doing stuff and things, and why not? Looks pretty cool. And here is the little lady herself. She looks very good. Like I said, I think I'll be going with this hairstyle on her, because that's kind of what I'm used to. And I think this is probably the best face sculpt we've got in the Covergirl. I know, it's based on the cartoon, but it looks good. Like, even the classified version looks like super cartoony compared to this face. But her uniform looks very good. Yep, very pleased with it. And she doesn't feel too loose or too tight coming out of the box, so that's also a plus. And that is Covergirl. Okay, we're almost done. We're going to look at Major Bludd. And he was always a pretty cool character. Like many of the, there's so many characters that they tried to fit in the comics and the cartoons. Major Bludd had a pretty big role early on, and then kind of, he kind of disappeared. And there's some stuff and things about him if you want to pause it and read it. And some more cool decorations. And Thankfully, he doesn't come with as much stuff to give me grief like everybody else, but let's get him out of here. It's always been debated if he had a robot arm, a mechanical right arm, or that was just random armor he wore. Let's see what they go with in here. Okay, Major Bludd comes with a couple different heads. Here's the, oh my gosh, G.I.J. retreat! And then here's the, we've got them now, Lieutenant. Give me the wrench, the thing, or the whatchamacallit. And he's got some hands. Kind of a weird off-white baby blue color, which I guess that's accurate. Comes with what looks like a manual. Not sure. And some kind of either a radio or I'm about to blow something up kind of thing. Looks familiar. This looks familiar. And so does this. This looks like either some kind of explosive, or maybe it was something to capture DNA for Serpentor. I don't remember. He comes with his big old pew pew. Looks pretty cool. And a regular smaller pew pew. And a very nice looking pair of binoculars. And here is the good Major. The cartoon seemed to regard Major Bludd as just like a regular Cobra officer, but with a blue or a brown uniform instead of blue. You get like a regular Cobra helmet, and you can see he's wearing like a Cobra uniform under his brown jumpsuit. He's got some weird gray boots. And I don't know, what do you think? Robot arm? Armor? What do you guys think? I feel like the original action figure was like a robot arm, but they never really, I don't know. I don't think that it really came out what it was supposed to be, but there is Major Bludd, and he looks good. And he looks and feels nice. Oops, sorry about that. Out of the box. And I do want to try to put his weapon in here to see if it fits. Is this even the right one that goes in there? It does. It does. I love when that kind of, they have holsters and stuff. Very cool. Okay, last but certainly not least, the Ryman machine gunner Roadblock. Marvin Hinton. Roadblock. Heavy machine gunner. And he is one hell of a gourmet chef as well. I'll tell you what. Maybe they'll make a Honolulu figure that can pal around with him. Let's see, Roadblock's a little hard to read. Whatchamadoodle there. Read that if you want to. But let's get this young fella out of there. Okay, Roadblock comes with a very cool looking machine gun, old Ma Deuce. It is belt fed, and you can also put it on this tripod here to make shooting it easier, so you don't have to hold up this big old heavy thing. The plastic is a little gummy. It's kind of a bummer, but I'd rather it be gummy than break, I guess. And he comes with his little orange backpack. It looks very accurate. Let's see, does this come off? I wonder if that comes off. I don't know. It's got straps on it. Very nice. Did I mention I love these straps? See, I wanted to take this off. Not because I wanted to take it off, really, but the original action figure one had this little removable tray at the bottom of his backpack for some reason. But if you know what reason that was, let me know in the comments. Anyway, stop wasting time talking about his backpack. Video's probably already like an hour long. He comes with a bunch of fists, and they are all green gloved. He comes with 2 extra heads, kind of a I'm gonna get you sucker head, and then like, man, that was a good burger. Glad I cooked that. That was delicious. But very cool, filled with personality. I dig it. And the head he comes on his neck is very stoic and looks good. He comes with an actual removable helmet instead of just putting this on a extra head, which I like. Yeah, he comes with his regular cartoon Joe rifle. And he comes with a knife and a little pew-pew, a little sidearm, which I think you can put it on, maybe? Let's see. I always like when you can put the weapon in the holster, and it fits him just fine. And let's put the knife over here. Anytime you get removable accessories with Joe's, I think that's really awesome. And here is the man himself, Roadblock. And like I said, the head he comes with is kind of a, a stoic face, like, maybe he's about to go into battle or something. All right, so he is a big fella. And he just looks good, Like, I love the sculpts on these guys. I know they're based on the cartoon, but I think all of the sculpts could be like, you could be like, yeah, this is definitely somebody, like, somebody's out there right now going, man, that looks like Uncle Mike or whatever, you know what I mean? He's got some grenades on his LBE. I always wondered why he had bright orange pants. That never made much sense to me. It's like he's just a walking reflector belt. But other than that, I think he looks cool. And here they all are out of their plastic prisons. And I really like these Super 7 Ultimates, man. They look so good. It's, for years we never got any really cartoon accurate versions of Joe's, and it's about time. And I think they did a good job. Now there's a rumor that we won't be getting any more Super 7 Ultimates, which is a bummer because I can't imagine them wrapping this lineup without at least giving us a Shipwreck or a 85 Snake Eyes. But anyway, let's do some comparisons. All right, we have Vintage Major Bludd, Classified Major Bludd, and Super 7's Ultimate Major Bludd. Which one do you like the best? Here is Roadblock and his vintage and classified selves. So you can definitely see the differences. It's quite a nice homage to the fella. I dig it. And Gung-Ho, and I guess I gotta note that Gung-Ho is the only one of these that I had a little bit of trouble standing up, which is kind of irritating, but not a big problem. What do you think? Vintage Gung-Ho, Classified, or Super 7? Which one makes you want to go ooh-yah or ooh-rah? Yeah, good old Stalker. Always a favorite. Always loved his beret and camo. Just looked super awesome. And very good representations all around. And the Crimson Guard. One of the most underrated Cobra factions, I think. Look at that guy. Everybody wanted that guy. He is not cheap these days. I don't know about this guy, though. He seems to be pretty cheap. I've gotten a few of these on the cheap. And not so much with this guy. So, like I was saying, I think the rumor is they're trying to get away from doing the Ultimates with all the 29,000 hands and whatnot, and just kind of give them the basics and knock it down to about $30. I'm in for that. What do you think? I think Covergirl's probably my favorite out of these because she looks the best. She looks most like an actual person. You know what I mean? Like Classified Covergirl looks just too cartoony, like a comic Marvel Legends head was just slapped on her. And then, poor old vintage Covergirl, she was just fugly with her big old head. But, the rest of her was sculpted pretty nice, painted nice. Classified. Yeah, you know, just whatever. We're going to get a new one here pretty soon, and I'll review that one. But I do really like this Super Set one. I think they knocked it out of the park. Alright, that's it for today, Joe fans. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. On behalf of me and Big Buddy Brad, we are going to go throw one back. Please tune in, subscribe, and like. Give us the thumbs up. Smash that thumbs up. Like I smashed Covergirl's accessories out of her little plastic box. Oh, like I said, Gung-Ho was the one that I had some trouble standing up, but it is what it is. I'm sure it's all good. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. Check us out tomorrow. We have new content every day. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you.